Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that can totally transform the way you speak English. How to speak faster and more naturally without losing clarity. Ever felt frustrated when you can't keep up in conversations? Maybe you freeze when it's time to respond or find yourself taking too long to finish your sentences. Trust me, I get it. I've been there too. But don't worry, in today's video, we've got you covered with some practical tips and techniques that will boost your English speaking speed and help you sound more fluent than ever. Brian. I've noticed that sometimes when I'm in a conversation, people talk so fast, I struggle to keep up, and I get frustrated. Why do you think speaking fast is so important?
That's a great question, Nancy. Speaking English quickly is essential because it helps you stay engaged in conversations. When you speak faster, you can keep the flow of the conversation, which makes you sound more confident. Imagine you're in a job interview or chatting with friends. If you speak smoothly and quickly, you will be able to communicate better and be more understood.
So it's not just about impressing people with speed, right? It's about staying connected and not falling behind.
Exactly. It's about being understood and participating in the conversation. Naturally, if you speak too slowly, people might think you're not confident or you may get interrupted. But if you speak at a good pace, people will engage with you better.
That makes sense, but how can I start speaking faster?
Great, let's talk about that. The first trick to speak faster is to think in English rather than translating from your native language.
How does thinking in English help me speak faster?
Well, when you translate from your native language to English in your head, you're doing double the work. Your brain has to switch between two languages, and that makes you speak slowly. But if you start thinking directly in English, you will stop translating and speak much faster.
I see. So if I just think in English, my brain won't be so busy switching between languages.
Exactly. It'll be like second nature. You'll be able to form sentences without hesitation. For example, practice describing things around you in English throughout the day. If you're walking outside, say, I see a red car, the sky is blue, it's sunny today.
Oh, that seems easy. I can try doing that, just saying simple things I see around me.
Yes, and over time, you'll start thinking faster in English without translating. Your brain will get used to it, and speaking will feel more natural.
That sounds helpful. What's the next trick?
The next trick is to use common phrases and sentence starters. Native speakers don't always think about grammar when they speak. They just know what to say. You can do the same by learning common phrases or sentence starters to help you speak faster.
That sounds helpful. What's the next trick?
Sure, for example, when someone asks, "How are you?" You don't need to think about grammar. You just say, "I'm good, thanks," or "I'm doing well." Or if you want to give your opinion, you can say, "I think," or "in my opinion."
So instead of thinking of a new sentence each time, I can just use a standard answer or phrase.
Exactly. These shortcuts will help you speak quickly without hesitation. Also using phrases like, "Let me think," or "That's a good question," gives you more time to think while still keeping the conversation going.
I'll start using these shortcuts. I can see how they would help me speak faster. What's the next trick?
The next trick is about reducing hesitation and fillers, like or like. These words slow you down. If you want to speak faster and sound more fluent, you have to cut down on those fillers.
Oh, I use them all the time. What can I do instead?
A great way to avoid is to pause for a second instead. When you don't know what to say next, just stop for a moment. Think, and then continue speaking. It may feel uncomfortable at first, but trust me, native speakers do it all the time.
So it's okay to pause instead of filling the space with
Yes, pausing makes you sound more confident. It's better to pause for a second than to fill the silence with or like. You're giving yourself time to think without losing your flow.
That sounds easier than I thought. What else can I do to reduce hesitation?
One thing you can do is record yourself speaking. Listen back and see where you tend to hesitate. Then practice those parts until they're smooth. It helps you become aware of your hesitation spots.
I will definitely try recording myself. It sounds like a good way to improve. What's the next tip?
Another great trick is shadowing. Shadowing is where you listen to a native speaker and repeat what they say as quickly as possible. You don't need to worry about grammar or perfect sentences. You just focus on matching their rhythm, pronunciation, and intonation.
So, I listen to a native speaker and repeat what they say right away.
Exactly. You can choose a short clip, like a YouTube video or a podcast, and try to match the speed and tone of the speaker. The goal is not to get the grammar perfect, but to practice speaking with the same rhythm as the native speaker.
Oh, that sounds fun, and it will help me speak faster and sound more natural, right?
Yes. Over time, you'll notice that you're able to speak faster and more naturally. Shadowing helps your brain adapt to how native speakers talk, and you'll improve your fluency.
I'll try shadowing with a video tomorrow. Thanks for the tip.
Speaking of shadowing, another great technique is imitating native speakers. Watch a video or a movie scene and imitate how the speaker pronounces words, their intonation, and even their body language.
So instead of just shadowing, I should copy everything they do, even how they move their body.
Yes. When you imitate someone, you copy not only their speech, but also their expressions and movements. This helps you sound more natural and fluent. You might even start to notice how your pronunciation improves as you mimic their movements and gestures.
That sounds so fun. I can't wait to try it. It will feel like I'm acting like a native speaker.
Exactly. It's like training your mouth and brain to speak the way a native speaker does. The more you imitate, the more you'll sound like them.
I'll start with a movie scene I really like. Thanks, Brian. Brian, one last thing. I often overthink grammar when I speak. I worry too much about making mistakes. How can I get better at speaking without overthinking grammar?
Well, that's a big problem for many learners. The key is to focus on communication, not perfection. You don't need perfect grammar to speak fluently. The goal is to get your message across clearly, and you can do that with simple sentences.
So I don't need to stress about making every sentence grammatically perfect.
Exactly. Instead of trying to make every sentence perfect, use simple sentence structures. For example, instead of saying, "If I had known earlier, I would have gone to the meeting," you can say, "I didn't know, so I didn't go." It's clear, easy to say, and helps you speak faster.
That sounds so much easier. I always stress about saying things correctly. But now I realize it's better to keep it simple.
Yes. The more you focus on clear communication, the faster you'll speak. If you keep thinking about grammar, it slows you down. Just speak confidently and don't worry about making mistakes.
That's a relief. I'll start using simpler sentences and just focus on getting my point across.
Now let's talk about some common mistakes learners make when trying to speak fast. First, rushing through words. If your words aren't clear, nobody's going to understand you, no matter how fast you speak.
So it's more important to speak clearly than to rush, right?
Exactly, always prioritize clarity. Speaking too fast can make your words unclear, so slow down, if needed, and make sure your speech is easy to understand.
Got it. What's the next mistake?
Mispronunciation. If you rush through words and don't pronounce them properly, it can make you sound unclear. Practice pronunciation. First, then work on speed.
That makes sense. I'll focus on getting my pronunciation right first.
There's one more mistake many learners make, which is using too many filler words like and like instead of saying When you're not sure what to say next, you can take a brief pause to think and then continue.
I use a lot. I'll try pausing instead of saying
Finally, if you really want to speak faster, you have to practice every day. Just set aside 10 minutes each day to practice speaking in English. You can try a 1-minute speaking challenge or do some shadowing exercises. Read aloud as fast as you can while keeping it clear, or imitate native speakers in a short video clip. Over time, you'll notice significant improvements in your speed and fluency.
I'll try that right away. Thanks for sharing all these tips, Brian.
No problem, Nancy. Keep practicing regularly, and you'll see quick improvements. Good luck with improving your English speaking skills.